October 18th, 2021. I'm just watching over CBS this morning, trying to get an understanding or an overstate of what might have transpired overnight or whatever. And so now, this is a singer by the name of Adele. More importantly, she has a video. The song is called Easy on Me for Columbia Records. And then it shows these two people getting married in a convertible and taking off. And then Adele's sitting in a car, and all of her musical notes and records and sheets are just blowing out the window and just disappearing. After that comes a segment within a few whatever. There's something going on in the women's basketball world. They use things like world champion. They use words like these athletes win these dumb games in these dumb leagues like NFL and NBA and whatever. And then they earn something called a state title back home. Now, that's interesting. Does that mean that their words, because they were athletes in some professional organization, is counted more than the average person? Because I don't remember being equally given opportunity to sports leagues like a women's NBA or an NFL or any of these things. So if people are secretly building sports title in order to gain better seats at policy writing and policy making in some secret quiet government takeover or shift, that seems like that might be of concern for the rest of the union members and the people, especially since there's so much shifting going on around here. And it seems to be right in public light because everybody's like, oh my God, they won a championship, right? Great. No, wait, whoa, hold on a second, because I really see the ratios being out of whack here. I really don't see my kiddos winning any championships. And so what's going on with that title earned and all this nonsense jargon that comes out when they click in some form of English? I'm just curious. I think this has to go with the 7 planets being out of alignment. And then there's something about a Kobe Bryant and his wife. I don't understand this. Apparently he passed away. Apparently someone took photos of it and then leaked it to the news media. I mean, and then now she's suing for some distress. I mean, again, the legal system and the way that they go about trying to like move money around is really confusing. I mean, in your humanness, I'm still sitting here like, no, I'm breathing in like poisonous like gas, and I'm having trouble with my legs. I live somewhere between like the 7 languages and symbolic calligraphy are aligned for 2 planets only, being Jupiter and Venus. That's where my safety net is. It's the 7 language and calligraphy on planets that are at war with one another and that are causing all of these mistakes, mishaps, and exponential dangerous positions and situations to arise. I'm Nicole Cataruzza, star 1978, star 8378.
I love this song so much. Before we get to the top of the table, we've got a big announcement for fans of Adele.
Oh, look, I think she just won one of those championships. That's what it looks like.
This song Easy on Me on Friday. You already heard how many people downloaded, but now we're excited to announce this.
Oh, and there goes all the music. Just
CBS presents Adele One Night Only. It will air Sunday, November 14th at 8:30 Eastern, right here. Where, Tony? I forgot.
CBS.
Yes. Adele her new songs that we haven't even heard yet. Think about that. She'll also sit down with Oprah in an exclusive interview, and I've heard from very reliable sources that that interview between Adele and Oprah is going to take place this week. If I had to guess, I would say Wednesday. I also heard from reliable sources that it's going to take place in the Oprah has a great rose garden, in the spot where favorite daughter Kirby and favorite son in-law Virgil got married.
Okay.
So it's a really very, very, very pretty
Rose
setting.
garden,
As
that's
you might
really an
imagine, Oprah did a really
interesting
nice job.
thing that she built for
Ben Winston,
herself,
who was
isn't
producing this
it?
puppy, they sent, locations, because Oprah's house looks like a freaking photo shoot. And they picked out, and he was given an option, and he chose that rose garden. I wonder if he knew that that's where Kirby got married. I doubt that. But I'm very excited about it. And so is she.
Very cool. Can't wait.
Adele and Oprah together, I think that's
Oprah,
magic.
CBS.
Yeah.
Is that Kirby the vacuum guy?
Win. All right, my
Time
talk
now
of
for
the table.
Talk of the Table. You're first, Tony?
Very good. My talk of the table is, people should remember back in April, May, vaccine rates started to get a little sluggish, and states spent like $89 million trying to entice people to get vaccinated by offering a lottery. Get a shot, maybe win $1 million.
Yeah.
Well, new research from JAMA Health Forum suggests that all of that money, that incentive program, did not work at all. No discernible uptick in people getting shots because of the lotteries.
Oh, man.
Isn't that interesting? So it seems like we were talking about Kyrie Irving, right?
Yeah.
He's potentially walking.
It looks like a lot of games, and in the back, it looked like orange-red lava, like heating up, and here we are playing games with lottery systems.
Walking away from $187 million because he doesn't want to get a shot. It seems like people are thinking with a different part of their brain than the financial part of their brain when they're thinking about getting a shot or not.
It's not about the money.
It's not about the money.
My talk of the table is a new twist in Vanessa Bryant's lawsuit against Los Angeles County. The lawsuit that was filed last year claims that her family's privacy was violated when some first responders, I still can't believe this happened, first responders allegedly took photos of the helicopter crash scene and then leaked the photos. That crash, as you know, killed her husband, NBA great Kobe Bryant, and their daughter Gianna, and 7 others. LA County is now trying to compel Vanessa Bryant to have a psychiatric evaluation before the case goes to trial. Now, her legal team criticized the motion, saying it certainly does not take an involuntary 8-hour psychiatric exam for a jury to assess the nature and extent of the emotional distress caused by the defendant's misconduct. A judge is scheduled to rule on the
An 8-hour psychiatric exam. Well, why don't they do what they did to me and stick her into two-week stays in a useless psychiatric facility with no way out, no way to get help, no way to hire an attorney once you're inside. Kind of like a state lockdown prison sentence. Why don't they do that for her before she's able to file any lawsuit papers? I think that's a better way to go.
on the county's motion on November 5th. This is one of those stories, guys, when I heard it, I thought I must have read it wrong.
Yeah.
One of their arguments is that the photos weren't leaked publicly, so how can anyone of the Bryant family say that it caused distress? Just knowing that they were out there, I think, is very distressing and disrespectful.
It's a helicopter crash. It's news and noteworthy.
Disrespectful and very upsetting.
Very, very disrespectful.
To play that card, I think,
Of course,
was wrong.
of course. Now, my talk of the table is a historic night for WNBA Chicago Sky. Chicago rallied from a 14-point deficit.
I'm still breathing in nerve gas while this useless court circus is going on for people that really shouldn't even have that opportunity to file court papers.
Deficit last night to beat the Phoenix Mercury to wrap up the title. Final score, 80-74.
To wrap up the title. That is such an interesting use of words.
And shout out to Candace Parker of Naperville, Illinois. She led the Sky with 16 points and 13 rebounds.
I'm so proud of this group. I am so proud of this group with our fight. Next man up mentality. I mean, Steph coming in and has those layups. Sue doing what she does all year.
This makes no sense for anybody that doesn't watch sports.
Allie, I mean,
It's like a different language.
it's amazing.
To come back and play and bring a
I mean, I got the whole city here. We got the whole city here.
huge Candace Parker fan. She
Yeah,
walked away from the game and she pursued being an analyst and a host, which she is really good at. Decided to
An analyst and a host of what? What do those words mean? Why are these career fields open to these athletic stars when my son hasn't gotten athletic anything opportunity-wise? How is he going to be a host or an analyst?
decided to come back
Yeah,
and play
just
and
give me
bring
one
a
second because
title
this
to
ties
her
into one
home
other
state.
thing.
But don't you love that enthusiasm?
Title
for
to her home
WNBA?
state, you just said it.
That.
I want to see them get
That.
paid more, that's for sure.
That's exactly right, too. Go team. Switching gears now, we're sharing a story about an extraordinary discovery. I told you at the top of the broadcast about a...
There you go. Take that. It is October 18th, 2021. Star 1978, star 8378. Along with all of that, I have, or I was given, for my birthday, I have no money, I have no access to money, but I was given a gift card for my birthday. Thing is, I'm on foot, and the local Starbucks, the employees there decided that they're gonna deny me service. So I can't even use the funds I have available to buy food. So they are, in essence, grouping together. They're not even residents of Bayside. They live somewhere else completely. But yet Annie, the manager, and the staff that's working there grouped together and decided to deny me food and service. Even though I have a corporate gift card that was obtained legally, I can't just walk in there because last time I was just on the outside speaking to one of the lawyers in the neighborhood. They called the police and had the police ask me to leave, which I did. I mean, I was speaking outside quietly to one of the neighborhood attorneys, or one of these attorneys that come into the neighborhood that I knew was an attorney because he said so, and I'd spent time with him. So now, what do you do in that instance? Because the employees that are being shipped into the area are now denying the residents corporate service, and nobody in the area seems to give a shit. But I still have to eat, and I still have to be able to provide for myself, and I have some form of gift card. The only large corporate sponsors, we have a Dunkin' Donuts, we have a Starbucks, I have a Burger King, and there's a Wendy's. Those are big chain names. Oh, and 7-Eleven in the neighborhood. But I only have a gift card to Starbucks and Dunkin' Donuts at the moment. So now I'm just curious, when the kids that work for these corporate places decide they're going to do some social boycotting of patrons. I mean, I used to just spend money there and then sit quietly or leave, just like other Starbucks people. I don't understand how these employees think that they're going to rally together and they're going to deny someone who's practically on the verge of homelessness, who's also working, reporting dangerous gases and other neighborhood stuff, getting hurt in the process, but to keep other people safe with clean air. I'm just curious how these social idiots are allowed to actually work and push up on the public like this. None of your North America makes sense whatsoever. And there's nowhere to report it and get anything somebody should really school the Starbucks employees. You have customers that come in, they hand you payment, you give them the products, and they leave. There's no need to be calling the police to ask them to not even step on the property to speak to one of the other patrons. There's also for you to deny a customer when a customer said nothing and did absolutely nothing to you or any of the other employees. Right, yeah, see, you humans seem to be taking your, like, human right. Don't work in Bayside. Go to a different Starbucks. I don't have a choice. I live here. Star 1978, star 8378, Nicole Cataruzza.